Today, me and Christian are going to be discussing if the 2025 Yankees lineup is the best Yankees lineup we've seen since 2019.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, people might just look at last year and say, well, we had Juan Soto. But I genuinely think that this lineup is more whole rounded. Obviously, when you lose Soto, that sucks. But I think between Goldschmidt, Bellinger, and then just Ben Rice playing out of his mind, Trent Grisham playing out of his mind, I think there's a legit case. I mean, obviously to start the season it's been better, but for the rest of the season, I mean, long term, I do think it is better than 2024. I mean, we saw times last year where, Soto would carry the team for a month and then Judge would carry the team for a month, but when that wasn't happening, it was bad, right? Obviously, we had Stanton
Yeah.
and carry us in the playoffs, but there wasn't like it wasn't the bottom of the lineup really wasn't doing much, plain and simple. And it was mainly Judge, Soto, and Stanton in the playoffs. We've seen it all this year, I feel like. I mean, every single player has had at least one game where it feels like they've won us it. I mean, it's been really good. And, I don't know if is Trent Grisham gonna have a 1 OPS for the rest of the season? Probably not. But I think Ben Rice is legit. I think Trent Grisham can still put up an 800 OPS season. So I will say I think it's better than 2024. And then after that, the next lineup you date it back to is 2019.
Yeah, absolutely, Christian. I think 2019 is a lineup we all remember as Yankee fans being really, really solid. If you just look at like their whole lineup, I mean, almost every guy has an OPS above 800, 921. Even the guys
Didi's
on
the
the
only
bench.
guy here. Yeah. I mean, that
Yeah, even
is.
the guys on the bench, Cameron Maybin with an 858 OPS, Clint Frazier had an 806 OPS. Like the Yankees lineup in 2019 was so deep. They won 103 games. They also hit so many home runs. They hit 306 home runs in 2019. And we've seen that this year, Christian, with the Yankees. The Yanks have 38 homers, leads all of baseball in 22 games. That's 280 homers over a 162 game pace. And look, if you hit home runs in the regular season, you are going to win ball games. But I feel like overall, when you look at the Yankees lineups over the past, 5 or 6 seasons, we've seen it be a lot of Aaron Judge at times. 2021 was a miserable season, right? They got in the wild card, but the lineup was miserable. There was a lot of holes. 2022, Aaron Judge had that fantastic year. Rizzo helped out a bit, but remember the end of 22, Christian? Like Aaron Judge was batting leadoff for the
Yeah.
Yankees, and the Yankees were sliding. And you just mentioned 2024. Last year, I think in July, August, the Yankees had a lineup that was Jahmai Jones batting leadoff, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, and then JD Davis. And Luis Severino even went out and said it last year that he said the Yankees only have two good hitters right now, which I don't know is ultimately true. I mean, Wells was pretty solid as well, but I do think there is some truth to it. It did feel a lot of the time that Juan Soto and Aaron Judge were carrying the team. And this year, Christian, they just have so much more depth. You look 1 through 9 in that lineup. I think everyone could hit like 10 home runs in their lineup at least. Even some guys like 20, 25. Like everyone has power in that lineup. And one thing we've noticed is the contact, Christian. We got
Yeah.
Paul Goldschmidt, second in all of baseball. He's hitting 361, and Aaron Judge is in front of him. He's batting 390, right? And we look at the 2019 Yankees, we had DJ LeMahieu, who was just fantastic, bat to ball every single time. He was incredible for the Yankees, hit 327 in 2019. So the Yankees are getting that contact. And I think you look at it from the base paths.
Yeah. I mean, I just going through the lineup, like, there's not really. I mean, Jazz, if anything, I think he'll be one of our better hitters by the end of the season. Dominguez, I mean, he's just getting a taste of Major League Baseball right now. Who knows what he can become? And those are the only two guys with an OPS plus below 100. So, I mean, Oswaldo, yeah, maybe he'll dip a little bit. Obviously, past 2 seasons, it's been below and hasn't been great offensively. But I mean, Oswaldo Cabrera might not even be in the lineup come trade deadline. So, and then he just turns into a valuable switch hitter on the bench. So like it's a very complete team. I know we're just focusing on offense too. Also defensively, they're much better from last year, and this is a really really good defensive team. So I think Brian Cashman did a really good job of building this. I feel like we have to give him props when he deserves
Yes.
it, and this year I think he did a great job. Now, the second step is sort of start thinking about the trade deadline, where we're going to upgrade and what needs to happen so that we can ultimately, take this from a good team to a great team and defeat the Mets or Dodgers or whoever it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the question is going to be, is the Aaron Judge Juan Soto duo, is that going to be better than a lineup that's just completely loaded from 1 through 9 more quality guys? Or is that, once in a lifetime generational duo? Is
Yeah.
that going to top that? So we're going to see how everything plays out there. But look, the Yankees lineup is much deeper than it was last year. Much, much deeper. And they have a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things. They have speed, they have athleticism, they have a lot of power. So I could certainly see this lineup being a big time threat. And right now, I think 100% you have to say this is the best lineup in the American League by far.
Yes, and we've also seen them do both the contact and the home runs. So I don't think it's this lineup is one sided. I think I really, really, really want to see this lineup in a playoff game because I think it can be dangerous. I mean, there's not really many holes, if any.